Hi, welcome to Pulseflow. First, go to the top right to log in. I will log in with Google, but you can use any of these providers. You can create an automation by selecting the Create Automation button on the right and choosing a name. Once your automation is created, select the automation, which will bring you to the dashboard for that automation. There are a lot of things on this page. Firstly, on the top left is the automation settings. In here, you can change the name, set the default slippage, change the RPC endpoint, and view other settings regarding visual helpers and beta features. The Reveal Private Key is the most important button here. Whenever you create a new automation, Pulseflow will auto-generate a new wallet and private key for you. Don't worry, this key is fully encrypted, so no one can access it except you. I would recommend that you reveal the private key and add it to your existing wallet, like MetaMask or Rabbi, so that you won't ever lose it. The last two buttons here in the settings are to reset the automation, which clears all nodes, and delete automation, which will fully and permanently delete your entire automation, including your wallet and the private key. Now to begin, you have a start node. This is where your automation will begin from. You can rotate around the page and drag this node wherever you wish. To add a new node in the automation, click the plus button below the start node. This opens up a panel with all the possible nodes, like swapping, managing liquidity, checking wallet balances, claiming and burning on the playground, and setting up conditions for if statements. For this example, we will select the Swap from PLS node. To configure the node, simply select it to open a config panel on the right. In here, you can choose between specifying amount in, which is how much PLS you want to swap, or amount out, which is the amount of token you want to receive from PLS. For this amount, I will choose amount in, which specifies the amount of PLS that I want to give. I will put 1000 PLS for this example. Below this is the token path. You can enter a specific token path via multiple paths, but for this example, we will keep it simple. The last token you enter will be the token you receive. For this example, I will grab the MDALA token address. The config sheet will automatically validate the token address, so you can confirm this is the right token address via the display name below the input. Afterwards, we choose the slippage for this transaction. This last input is the notes section. This is a small text you can write which displays below that node to give you clarity on what each node is doing without needing to click individually into each node. Next, we will add the swap node. For the token path, the first token you enter is what you swap from, and the last token is what you swap into. You can't swap PLS in a standard swap node, only via the swap from PLS and swap to PLS nodes. For this example, we will swap from MDALA into Maestro. I won't choose a custom amount. Instead, I will choose previous output, which will allow me to select the previous node's output, called amount out for this. I will swap 50% of the previous output. In short, we have swapped 1000 PLS into MDALA, and then 50% of that received MDALA has been swapped into Maestro. I will add another node explaining this. For example's sake, we will swap back to PLS via the Swap to PLS node. I will select Amount Out, which allows me to specify the desired PLS to receive. I will put 200 PLS and swap from Maestro. I will now deposit some PLS to this wallet by copying the wallet address from the left and depositing in my MetaMask extension. To start the automation, click the play button at the bottom. This will start the automation. The purple loading indicates that the transaction is processing on the blockchain. Once complete, it will turn green and move on to the next node. and success, all nodes are green, which means that this run was a success. Thank you guys for watching. This is just an example of the capabilities of Pulseflow. In reality, you can make much grander automations with many more functionalities. I will soon release another tutorial on how to schedule automations to automatically execute at your desired times of the day.